Welcome back, South Coast fam. With me right now is the man himself, the glam guru, Mr. Hannon Bothma. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Ravon, this was the most incredible event that I've had in a long time. It's the first time that I came to this particular part of the country and being at the Wild Coast Sun, and everyone made us feel so welcome. And you know, my show that just completed, I have to say it every time, it's the best fun that 500 ladies can have under one roof without breaking the law.
That's true. And then also just seeing that it's your first time on the South Coast, how would you compare the fashion, glam scene of the South Coast to places such as Johannesburg, Durban, Cape Town? How do we compare, or how are we different to them?
Each area has a very specific look, and I'm very fortunate that I work all across the country and even in Namibia. And what I experience from the different areas would be that, it's perception, how women think they're supposed to look like, yes. And it's also we need to take the climate in consideration. And if I look at the ladies here in this specific area, I find that it is less formal as Johannesburg. It's definitely more casual, and because of the high humidity, I would imagine that beauty products that ladies would use would be very different from my Johannesburg audiences, for instance, yes. So I do find the ladies over here, they have more of a natural beauty. In other words, they don't spend so much hair, walking around in curlers to get a big curly look. The hair will be naturally and straight. They would rather go for hair accessories rather than trying to curl the hair to create a look. I also find that, with exception, that when it comes to makeup, colors aren't as bright as Johannesburg. So in Johannesburg, a client might like to use a bright pink lipstick. I find over here they would maybe go for a softer shade, maybe to blend in with maybe the color of the ocean or whatever. So it's definitely much more of a natural look.
Okay, thank you so much for that answer. And then compared to like what you've seen here and what you've experienced with us, what advice would you give the woman on the South Coast when it comes to beauty and just to expressing themselves? What advice would you like to give our South Coast ladies and gents as well? I don't want to exclude the men and the gents as well. What advice do you have?
My advice is always to look what nature hand out to you. Nature gives us beautiful characteristics, and sometimes characteristics that we would much rather like to disguise a little bit. All right. So instead of disguising our whole image, try and highlight and accentuate our good characteristics. People won't even notice the less appealing characteristics, if I can call it that. Do not try and blend in. Yes. Try and be your own full beauty potential. Be the best person and the best look that you can be, and be a little bit daring. Sometimes we walk into shops and there's one particular dress, a bright red dress, that catches your attention. You think, where am I ever going to wear that dress to? That is the dress that needs to belong in your cupboard, because there will be, if you're ready for an occasion, that occasion will find you.
Okay, Hannon, thank you so much for being here with us today. From our sponsors, I would just love to interest you in this bottle of infinite water. And then can you please just look into the camera there for me and say South Coast HD is the place you should be.
South Coast HD, it's the place you should be.
There we go. Thank you.